All right, so I have one last video. This is very short. This is something I learned in the recent time. You have people who are, your impression is that they're losers. You'll have people who your impression is that they're very smart. Now they're giving off that impression. Some people want to give off the impression that they're certain. Some people don't. This is not a specific thing. Listen, this is a general thing. And I learned this. You might, let's say you get a job at a coffee shop, right? Or no, a coffee shop is too. Let's say you get a job in a factory or a warehouse, right? Anywhere where you just the workers, no customers or anything. And you'll see people are carrying themselves a certain way, and you might believe that, right? And then, so hear me out, and you'll know about this. You might see an older woman, and she acts like she's so respectful, and she's so you know what I mean? I'm so respectful, and I'm very, all this stuff. And when you find out who she is in real life, you're like, she's a piece of shit. But you'll find that out. When you go out in public and you're out in public, like you're in front of people, you know who's who. You know what I mean? Somebody that you can tell by the way people are acting towards that person, and that person's acting towards people. You can tell who that person is. You can have somebody who's acting like whatever, and if both of you are standing outside, people are looking at that person like, you're a fucking loser. He's not. You know what I mean? Like, and I learned to kind of pick that up just recently. I was like, in the recent months, I was like, let's see who you are in real life out there. You know what I mean? Who are you really? Like, oh my God, you are a total fucking bum. You're acting like you're a fucking queen. Dude, you are a bum. You are a total fucking bum. And that's why some people like to keep things under closed doors. People see me, and I know I get a good reception wherever I go. Right? And here's another thing. This is what I learned, the more you grow, the more they hate you. When people don't want you to grow, or they don't like who you really are, they know what you're going to grow into, and they don't want you to grow into that. And they hate you for who you are. They know you're going to be whoever you are. You know what I mean? If you had a dinosaur egg, he's going to turn into a dinosaur. You know what I mean? You're going to do everything you can to make sure that he doesn't turn into a dinosaur. You know what I mean? And but when you go outside, that's when you find out who's who. I've had people who lie about who they are outside all my life. Oh, I'm this. I'm like, dude. And I learned to read. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking loser, man. And you know it too. Like, I can see it in you. You know what I mean? You're a loser. You know what people think about you out there. People can smell it off you, man. This is an instinctual thing. People know you're a fucking. I have people who are pretending, oh, I'm this, I'm that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and later on I'm like, dude. And when I look back and I study my memories, I go, that's right, you were a total fucking loser, man. You really were. Like, you're pathetic, man. It's crazy. And people will put losers on sometimes, and that's what used to confuse me. I thought that I had to be put on in the same way because why the hell don't I get put on if losers are getting put on? I want to get put on because the loser is bragging to me that I get put on and you don't. You know what I mean? But you'll see it. You see older women acting like oh, I'm all majestic, and then they go out and you're like, you are like that big loser slut in the club that nobody wanted to have sex with. You know what I mean? You are that girl who was having one night stands with guys who like every other weekend, and you were the girl that nobody wanted to have sex with because they didn't want to be with the girl that everybody has sex with. It's crazy, eh?